Hey everybody, welcome back to Tifosi Time, your weekly Serie A podcast, where you get a chance to come in, join the conversation around all the latest week's games, any kind of transfer news or rumors that are out there, and basically anything else related to Serie A. In this week's episode, we're going to cover Week 23 matchups, a look ahead at Week 24. But before we do that, because if any of you guys are watching, I want to remind you, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and hit the like button if we say anything that you actually agree with, and comment below throughout. It makes it a lot more fun. So, guys, why don't we get into it? Say hello, Chris, Dan, Peter. Let's go for it.
Hey
there.
Shout out to our number one fan, Putina, already here.
Hi.
What's up, Putina?
Putina, welcome.
Putin in the house.
All right, guys. So
All right, where do we want to start?
You want to start with a little Juventus Champions League game from? We want to go in chronological order, or how do we want to do this?
Yeah,
Sure.
start with that. That's fine.
Let's start with that masterpiece of Juventus Porto.
That thrilling, wonderful game.
All right, so just a heads up, this game, I honestly feel like if they didn't get that one goal, Pirlo was fired after this game. That's how bad they were. And I don't know if Pietro's paying attention over there. I don't know if he agrees with me, but I really feel like if they didn't get a goal, that he was fired after that game. That's how bad they were. I don't know.
Well,
So is this fun?
I don't think they're going.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think they're going to fire Pirlo because already, they want to give a chance, to grow a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, for sure, he has to wake up.
Listen, I agree, but that game was terrible. And they showed no life to give up a goal in the first 2 minutes of the game, right? And then right out of halftime, the first 30 seconds, give up another one. That was a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
That was a hell of a halftime speech he gave.
but let's talk how they gave it the goal, right? The first goal was the first 2 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the player didn't go in the field.
Yeah.
Now they want to play from the bottom up. They want to play, passing with the Chesney. You don't even know where the Saka, is. And Bentancur tried to pass the ball back to Chesney.
Was he drunk? What was Bentancur
Yeah, but he
doing?
gave a horrible pass. He gave a horrible pass back to Chesney. Yeah. I mean, that was.
The more
It was
once,
listen, there's
a recipe of Bentancur with this thing.
Yeah. So this is funny because I was working like a couple of us, right? And some people were watching this live and I was getting the blow by blow from you guys. And without watching, it sounded like one of the worst games that Juventus have played just from your commentary, right? And then when I went back and watched, first of all, you don't start a Champions League game half asleep. That's the first problem, right? And then, the play that Bentancur made with that pass back or the attempted pass back to Chesney was something that you see little kids do. I mean, quite frankly, right? Like he passed the ball with somebody that he wasn't aware was there. Way too slow. Chesney reacted even slower. And there you go. You gave them a goal. I mean, that's a goal that you see amateurs, young amateurs make. So that's horrible. And then, it could happen, fine, whatever. Even though Porto always plays Juventus tough, so they should have came out more ready than that. But then the second half, to you guys' point, instead of coming out going, "Hey, we better wake up," they come out and get scored on the first minute. Like the other team, what the hell were you guys talking about? Yeah, what was he giving Xanax out in the locker room?
7 people against the one that this guy scored.
I don't understand. It was bad, dude. It was embarrassing, and that's why I'm saying. I really, if they didn't get that goal, I really think he would have got fired. They were terrible.
Time out. Now, before we get to the second goal, let's analyze the game. I mean, they scored that goal, that stupid goal. We still have 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
What Pirlo's doing when you see a Bentancur in that shape, he doesn't have an idea to take him out.
He didn't make subs.
Put Morata up front. Kulusevski at midfield. It's enough for this change. You would have changed the game.
Well, he's very slow on his changes.
Pirlo look like he sleep.
He was slow on the changes again, but he's not going to be
slow
slow
on
in the
his
first
changes.
half like that.
No,
I
but
think-
why not? Why not?
Just-
Never mind this late and the substitution. But sometimes the change you do to fix the team.
Yeah, but I also think he believes in Bentancur, and he's trying not to
Yeah,
embarrass
even
him
today
too.
and game today with the Crotone,
Mhm.
he was tell the player to give it the ball to Bentancur, like to encourage him.
Yeah, he always does that.
What is this? No, we
Listen,
have to win.
if you remember, even Pirlo, right? When he got older towards the end, it sometimes would give the ball away, right? Like it could happen. It's not that. It's just the lack of energy that they come out with. And then the fact is, I get it. Maybe to Chris's point, he didn't want to take him out 20 minutes in and embarrass him and lose him for the rest of the season, and fight with them. Maybe, okay. But Pirlo is always slow on the changes. Like we criticize him that all the time, where it's like the winning team is making changes and we're sitting there going, "Oh wait, let's wait for the 70th
You
minute."
see, Frank, you say Pirlo doesn't want to embarrass Bentancur, but they're all professional. If you're a coach, you're there too, even to fix the team.
Yeah, true. But you also want to
Because
think about
sometimes
keeping
you
the
realize,
locker room.
sometimes you go with one formation, but after a little bit, you realize it's not the right formation to win.
So
So you
2
try.
minutes? You're not
Oh,
gonna
you
do
have
it in 2 minutes.
what is it? How many people substitute? 5?
And yeah, it's 5 in the Champions League.
Hey, with 5, you change your team, especially when you see a team that sleep.
No, I agree. I wouldn't have made changes in the first half and like 2 minutes in, but at halftime, I would have changed at least 3 of them right away because it was terrible. It was pitiful. It was easily the worst game they played in a very long time. It's not like they're playing good. That was
And
bad.
the second half
and
goal,
it's
you
funny.
have to. Go ahead.
It's funny. No, I was just gonna say that second half goal was like pretty nice. Rabio, like nice little run, nice pass, and it was a good finish. Like
Yeah, but I was
going
going
to
to say the second half goal gave up. Like that's on the players. Like to the earlier point, right? It's like there were 7 people there. Like from the guys that let him like bring the ball in to the guys that didn't close down to let him shoot near post to Szczesny. Like it just seemed like they were all in slow motion. Like I don't understand.
It's surprising. It's surprising that happened because Chiellini's back there. Like he's playing. You don't expect that. Like
yeah.
I don't know. But,
Well, why is Chiellini playing 2 games? Didn't he play back-to-back games? Like, isn't that a lot for him now to play
Well,
2 games in 3 days?
Well, I don't know.
that's what
In
we said. He
fairness,
shouldn't be doing that.
in
But
fairness,
never
we're the
mind
ones who said
Chiellini,
that. He
guys.
never said it.
Chiellini, never mind. I think Pirlo, a coach, is there to read the game, to see what's in front of him. If you see someone sack, especially in midfield,
Yeah.
first of all, you see, do that change, just the first change. In the first half, Bentancur out.
Oh wait, time out. When are you doing that?
What do you mean?
When are you
About
making?
30 minutes, 35 minutes. You saw enough.
You're going to take him out in 35 minutes. Okay.
Then you saw enough. Kulusevski midfield and Morata up. And just have one change. With that change, just already you can change the game.
I don't know.
Because you see, Bentancur is supposed to be the playmaker there. So when the playmakers sleep, all the team sleep.
It was just
Yeah.
Now they have this guy. The question is youth. Fagioli. Fagioli is a good player. Eventually could be a good player. The whole thing is not maybe strong enough for the age.
Yeah.
As a player, he can play the ball. So sometimes you have to risk.
So
Especially,
you're saying,
especially when someone is sleeping in there.
all right. So time out. You're saying you're going to take Bentancur off in the 30th minute for Fagioli.
No,
he
for
said
Fagioli. I
Morata.
would have changed Kulusevski in the middle, midfield and Morata up.
Okay.
I would have practically. I would have changed one.
I don't think anything would have saved them. Honestly, it was that bad.
My real question
see-
goes back to, so I get the point of like making the change as the coach trying to influence the game. So yeah, and a lot of coaches don't do it at 30 minutes. Like it would have showed some guts. But my real question is like the preparation. Like how did they show up to that game like that? Because if the weekend, what was the game they played right before that? Wasn't that also another bad game?
It's Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli, they lost.
That was Napoli. So you came out of a game where
you know what else? You know what else? What Pirlo say? There is included Bentancur. They are in good shape. But after you have to change it. He's in his game. He's in a better shape. He's the playmaker. Should be the same. Out.
Pirlo always looks confused. She's right.
You see, the American guy, McCann, still can play the game. Hey, poor McCann, you play on the right.
Yeah, I don't like playing him on the left.
When we have him run, the guy.
With the midfield we need to get the most out of McKinney. Put him in the middle of the field so he can influence as much of the play as possible. Like
the ball to man, not to wait for the ball and not get
on the wing. I feel like that's a waste because it's like he's half the time he's not involved. He's not able to win the balls back. It's just like he'll play where we put him, but that's the thing on the coach too, right? It's like okay. Like I'd rather see Chiesa and Kovalevsky on the side and McKennie in the middle, right? And just
Frank, already Chiesa show you when you play Chiesa on the right side, he played better than anything else.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
he could dream. He could.
Yeah.
So
Chiesa's done in his part for sure. Like but my real question:
the soccer game is simple. You don't have to make it difficult. Simple. You have to make the player play the way they know how.
My real surprise though is coming off of that Napoli game where you lost and coming out like that. Like that's bad. Like the players should come out so pissed off that they lost the Napoli game that they should have ran Porto off the field, not the opposite way around. Look like they're asleep and have Porto on the field. Like I don't understand how that happens. Like, where's the wake up call?
I think if this was a one leg, a series, then they would have came out way stronger and way harder. I don't think they really cared about this game, to be honest. They got the away goal that they wanted. They could do whatever they want to Porto. Honestly, Porto's not a good team.
I don't think so.
They can. So. You're going to see the second leg. They're going to win by 2.
No, I think Dan, you're right. I think that's the mentality they took the games, but I don't think it's the right one. I don't think we're so great that we should be giving away the first one, saying, "Oh, let's score a goal and then we'll beat them on the second one." Because you know how soccer is with the penalties nowadays, the VAR, how Juventus is playing. They could easily lose the second game.
I think it's dangerous. Well, look at last year's Champions League. They took it for granted playing against a team that they thought they could easily beat, and look what happened. They got eliminated.
You can't do that in professional sports. You can't take anyone lightly. I don't care if they're the bottom of the team, the table. If you play them lightly, you're going to lose. Like that's just how it works. They're professionals too. They want to win and get paid too.
And Porto, they pretty much wrapped up their league, so they're going all in on this tournament.
Yeah.
They save people for these games. They don't play weekends. They don't care about those games, so they're going to go all out. They're going to put way more effort than Juventus is going to put in the game. But in the end, I think their talent's going to,
So let me ask you, if that is the case, if it's taking this game for granted or whatever, like how much blame do we give Pirlo for that, to let his team come on the field with that mentality?
I think Pirlo gets a lot of blame, honestly. I don't think he had them ready at all. He doesn't seem the type to give a lot of pep talks and inspire or do anything like that. He's just kind of, like we said in the beginning of the season, hands in the pocket, just observe quietly, doesn't really give the motivation. And then you see performances like that. No one seemed motivated on the field to do anything.
I think I read somewhere that he actually raised his voice that game.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen,
that's my point.
Listen, this is a situation too of Pirlo in a bad spot. No coaching experience. You put him in charge of Juventus. Month before the season. So that's just horrible. And then, he knows the game, but no experience. I don't know. I just think there's a lot to go wrong here. And I'm not saying fire Pirlo, right? Because he's got to grow and everything too, and I want him to succeed. But where's the players? Like the players have just as much experience as Pirlo. They're all the same age. Don't they know that they have to?
Pirlo's going to get the season, at least this season. He's not getting fired in the middle of the season.
Let's ask ourselves a simple question, right? What do we ask from a coach? What the coach supposed to have, especially to coach Juventus?
Yeah, he's supposed to prepare the team mentally. He's supposed to prepare them, motivate the team mentally.
Motivate them.
Read the game to make changes, right? On the fly.
Motivate doesn't mean you have a good player and they should know, but they should never go with the idea we are strong and we're going to beat everybody. That's the worst part. However, Ronaldo is going to score for us. You have to run.
Yeah.
More than the other people.
All right.
Listen, why are the two players that have stand out this season are Chiesa and McKennie? Because they're the guys that came new to Juventus. They want to prove themselves. They run. And those are the two guys. Everybody else is out there for I think first of all, I think it just speaks to at the end of the year, the cycle's over. They have to refresh themselves because this roster is flawed in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, that being said, there is a second leg. It's March 9th, 3 o'clock Eastern. I think they're going to go through, but I could be wrong. It could be easily a trap game that they just show up to and be eliminated way too early in this tournament. But
we talk about not to go up and to go down, to pass the turn. To play. You see, I don't feel good because the team doesn't play well.
Yeah.
So I cannot think to win the championship with that game, with that play.
I'm not expecting them to win it.
No,
I think that's my point, though.
If they play the way they should, we can still win the championship. They're not championship. The championship, right? The campionat.
It just sucks because this is the year to there's not that many good teams right now. Not a lot of teams are playing well. So you have a shot this year to win it.
Yeah, but again, that's the problem we always had, right? With even when they had Capello and all those years they would say, yeah, you're winning, big deal, but you're playing like crap. And I think that's the same scenario here. Like I want to see some progress. Like not just okay, if they pass, let's say they win 1-0. Or 2-0 and they pass and they play the same way. What's it matter? It's just going to matter until you play a team, the right team to beat. I don't see us growing at all as a team.
Right. You know what I think? When did they do the draw? I get it. Let's say this is the team. That's the worst part for Juventus.
Yeah.
Juventus improve themselves when they have a big team, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, because they think they are inferior, they put the best of them. And they play a good game. So we have to wish next team will be Bayern or something.
Yeah, but
for this team, we're not doing nothing.
That's how Atalanta beats Bayern.
All right, guys, I want to move on from this because we've talked way too long about this shitty game. So let's just switch over to the Juventus Crotone game, talk about that quickly. That just happened a couple hours ago. Whatever. No one. This game, they won. They played way better than the middle of the week, but it's Crotone, so I don't take this for any.
It's a Crotone.
Yeah. So I don't even want to talk about this game, to be honest.
The worst defense in the league. They're just it was not good.
Well, listen, I will tell you I will tell you something again that's problematic, right? Like again, who had the first 2 goals for Juventus?
Yes.
Ronaldo.
I don't know what you're gonna say to continue this, but he had 2, should have had 8.
Well, okay, but my point is, it's a bad sign about how we're not going well, because even in a game with Crotone, it's always dependent on Ronaldo. When's the last time we had a game where we scored 4 or 5 goals and it was other than Ronaldo? That just shows to me that we're missing something in the play because we're not creating chances for everybody.
Ronaldo could have scored 4 or 5 goals today.
Yeah, that's what Chris said. Okay, so he could have.
I think that's what he's trying to do. And the Bernadeschi didn't start. I didn't change that on the right. Chiesa started, but Chiesa played good. He was one of the few when I was watching played well. But you're seeing he's trying to put Kulusevski in more. He's trying to get his confidence. It's just not clicking for him. He had a decent opportunity, missed it, but it's like I said, it's Crotone. I don't care about this game.
Yeah, thank God they won.
Yeah.
McKennie had another goal though, so there's your goal. He's got 4 or 5 goals this season.
He's around there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were expecting him to score that many goals, right?
I don't think many people expect him to play as much as he is.
He's the most. Is that stat right on the bottom there? Most goals by a Serie A player.
That's what I saw today. Yeah, the most.
Michael
Bradley had 3 goals, and then he's got 4 already. So
yes, 4. Oh, he's the best. The American most.
Yeah. Good. So it's not saying much, but he's way better than those 2 guys.
Hey, you see, McKenna, right? He's a good player, but if he's utilized the way Pirlo utilized him, sometimes when you put on the left hand side, he kill him.
Yeah, that's what we said before.
You cut this swing. It's like
I think it's a waste. I think it's a waste. Like we obviously don't get a lot of movement from our midfielders. Like, why would you not put McKennie in the middle? Pair him up with either Rabiot or Bentancur or whoever's playing, better, and let him play in the middle and take his spot. Like, why? We have wingers.
Play at the left.
That's what I mean. Well, you could use Kulusevski and Special K on the left. You could use a lot of people on the left. You have Ramsey. Like, McKennie gives you a couple characteristics that other people don't. And we just want him in the middle of the field to make up.
I thought Ramsey actually played well today. It was one of his better games. I mean, it's versus Crotone, but I thought he played well.
Oh,
Ramsey.
No, I didn't like.
I thought he played well.
What 2 things he did? One head the goal instead, and 1 cross.
Let me rephrase that. In the first half, he played well. Second half, he tailed off a little bit. But I thought in the first half,
I expect more than Robs.
Listen, I saw highlights here because I was working and for the show. I noticed in the highlights that I saw the Sky Sports, the Italian feed that I saw, and I don't know if they were just like, I saw Sandro give the ball away like 7 times. And I'm just like, did he play as bad as the highlights made him look, or like, what's the deal?
I mean, he had the assist on the first goal, but
it was more like I noticed. I don't know if it was. I noticed when I was watching him, he was like more tucked in and less on the left. Like I don't know, but the assist was nice. But yeah, he's not the same as he used to be.
No, he's a waste. We could upgrade for sure.
Anything else to say about this one? Not really, right?
Listen, if they would have tied or lost here, it would have been really over.
I'm at the point with Juventus, and Pietro here is going to hate me. Juventus loses another one, Inter will win the championship. Like, they have to win out. Yep, I'm telling you.
Daniel, the Inter is going to win the championship.
They are going to win it.
But still, I have hope if they play the way Juventus play the way they should. They have a limit, and Pirlo is one of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
totally. The point is, if Juventus played with Juventus DNA, could they catch them? Yes, but with this group, like, are they what we're seeing? You know what I mean? Like, are they what their record is?
We have 45 points. We are 8 points behind the Inter. But don't forget, if we win against Napoli, we are at 5 points.
Yeah,
then
we did the math.
We'll go through that later, but let's go over to the Inter game because that was a way better game than this one.
Was it?
I mean, better if you're an Inter fan. It had the hype. It had the it's 1 versus 2. When was the last time Inter versus Milan was 1 versus 2?
I was actually disappointed by this game because obviously I wanted Milan to win, but
I agree, Dominic. I agree. Start the Buffon.
I've been saying that. Since the beginning of the season. You were laughing at me. The phone is better than Chesney.
The game today. I used to hear Buffon talking all the time.
Yeah, they need that. They need that. That's the thing.
Doesn't say nothing.
Does Chesney speak Italian?
He's been in Italy for like 10 years. That's the thing though. Buffon and Chiellini, besides they bring that voice in the field. Like you take him out, you take Chiellini out, and you take Buffon out, and we get a bunch of people that stand around like assholes. Like seriously, like Buffon, I would put him in just for that.
Yeah, I mean the leadership helps, and I don't think you get that much of a dip in performance.
Do you really think? Do you really think it's a dip? Like honestly,
no. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you get that much of a dip. I think he's on par with Chesney. And
yeah, I think it's equal, and I think if he played, this game to me was disappointing because I was really hoping. Like I knew Inter was in better form and they had a better chance to win, but I was hoping it was gonna be closer than it was. And it really the main problem. Remember, I texted you guys in the middle of the game. The way Milan played, they had so much space between the midfielders that Inter could just get the ball between the midfield and the defense, and the forwards would have like 20 yards to run at the defense with speed. It was horrible.
That's Romagnoli that suck.
They all sucked.
Listen,
Romagnoli couldn't get one ball from Lukaku.
Thank you, and that's why. Listen, that's why you guys laugh, but that's why I gave Chiellini at 107 years old so much props for what he did against Lukaku. Because look what happens when he plays with Kjaer, who's decent, and Romagnoli, who's way overrated. He did whatever the hell he wanted. It was bad.
Even the Kjaer didn't do nothing.
No, Kjaer didn't do a lot. He had a bad game, especially the first 15, 20 minutes. But but listen, you had Lukaku.
He played beautiful game up to Inter.
Yeah, he didn't play good this game either. But here's the thing: when you have defenders like that, Kjaer and Romagnoli, like they couldn't keep the ball away from Lukaku, so there was so much space they were running at them with numbers and with speed. Like they couldn't. No one could anticipate and keep the ball away from the Inter forwards. They could do whatever they wanted. You can't play like that for 90 minutes. You're going to give up goals. Inter, one thing Conte makes them do, he makes them, when they lose the ball, 8 guys to go back and defend. And they get behind the ball.
Let's go on, friend. Pioli, why he don't put at the beginning Leao? Leon, come si chiama?
Because that's not the lineup he wanted to play.
No, and the lineup and the start. It's the one who can give a trouble to the Inter defense.
Yeah, no, believe it or not, you know where I think he messed up? I think he should have put Kessie further back and not Tonali, because Tonali was too slow. He's out of form. I think they needed more steel in the middle of the field there, because they were getting gutted down the middles. And then by the time it went out wide, there was so much space that those guys could cross, do whatever they wanted.
That's what I say. If you put Leao, como se llama? Leao, this guy tended to come back too, and when he get the ball in the middle, he can bring the ball up fast
because he likes to run. He can run.
Listen, there was a point
there and to score maybe if he can score, but not to help the midfield.
Well, even Theo Hernandez didn't do anything. Like he didn't do anything with the team. He didn't attack and he couldn't defend.
But he played better than Hakim.
Who?
I don't think Hakimi was anything special this game. I think
he's Hernandez the older. He older.
I don't think they held him at all. I think Inter got way too many chances in space everywhere.
Yeah, but I don't think it was Hernandez's fault. That's their central defense stuff.
Hakim, what he didn't do nothing this game.
There was a point where I texted you guys. I said there was a point where I felt like the only person that could mark Lukaku was Abramovich. I was like, put Abramovich on Lukaku on corners because everybody else looks freaking retarded.
They would have fight.
Yeah, but Abramovich he would not stand down. Abramovich would have fought him, right? And they would have not done anything.
After the one goal, I forget where. I think it was Lukaku, or maybe I don't know who it was, but like they showed the replay and they showed Romagnoli like look back at Donnarumma like what the hell, and he was like, dude, you just let him go.
Yeah. I saw that. He was like pissed, and he was like, "What?" Like he let him go right by him, and like because it was near post, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was not like it wasn't a mess up.
Dude, it was bad. Like, he did not have a good game at all. He hasn't been.
I think if you break these teams down, okay, if you do, position by position, Donnarumma is the only player that you take from the Milan team, besides Theo Hernandez.
And Abramovich.
I'd rather have, honestly, Martinez and Lukaku.
No, I'm not saying that the other guys suck, but Abramovich is.
But I'm saying, if you look at these two rosters, Inter is way better than them.
Yeah,
but
I would have Hernandez. Yeah, I would take Hernandez, Kessié, and Donnarumma. I would take on those three.
Anyway, my take, you guys aren't even mentioning at the beginning of the second half, Handanovic changed the game. If he doesn't make those 3 saves in the beginning of the second half, totally changes the game.
That's it, too.
Yeah.
That's
totally changes the game. You guys didn't mention that.
That's true. That's true.
The other part,
Daniel, in those 2-3 saves, it's a matter of 1 minute, so it could be 1 goal.
Yeah,
but even
that's
that,
what they needed.
So it would have changed the game, 1-1.
It would have been 1-1. It would have been different.
It would have been a totally different game.
I think Inter might have still won, but it wouldn't have. It would have been closer.
I do too, but the momentum would have shifted totally.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, Frankie hit it on the head, was when Inter got the ball, they did whatever the hell they wanted. They went down the field, up through the middle, through the sides, anywhere they wanted to go. Milan had no answers. It was fast break after fast break after fast break, and it played right into what Inter likes to do.
Daniel, you know why? Because they had the 5 Inter had the 5 midfield, and Milan had the 2.
Yeah,
that's why they had the.
Yep.
Perez is playing good right now.
Mm-hmm. Listen. Say what you want about Conte. His team is coached really, really well. They all know what exactly they have to do when they get the ball. They all go in their position. They all listen to what he has to say, and he's got really good players, and they're playing really well. Like I said, Inter's winning the championship.
Listen, if Inter doesn't win the championship this year, at this point, it's something bad happened, right? Because Milan is lucky if they end up in the top 4 at this point.
That was what I was going to say. Like Milan's got to watch out because there's some good teams playing really well now. They might drop out of the top 4, but that's how bad they're playing.
Another thing is interesting in their favor. It's they play once a week.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's another
3
thing.
times a week.
That's another big thing.
Oh, they might not.
And Juventus has a lot of injuries right now, which Inter doesn't have.
Yeah. But
so that's why they look like so good.
I think Milan is going to drop out of top 4.
Milan's not. And listen, we said they were going to fall at the beginning of the year, but they, I don't see it at this point. They got to really turn it because listen, the way they're playing too, like they're, like we're saying with 2 midfielders, it's easy to counterattack them. So small teams are going to beat them and take points. Like they're not going to be able to play the big teams head to head. I don't see how they're going to make it. 2
midfielder, and they don't have a Benacer.
Yeah, Benacer got hurt again in the.
But it's not the 2 midfielder, Frank. It's the defense they have, the middle, the center they have. With Romagnoli, Kakaya, where they want to go.
But even Calabria and Hernandez, like they're decent when they attack. They're not tremendous defenders, just like to stop them. So it doesn't help.
When you don't have the middle strong, you cannot go nowhere.
Top 4.
Do you guys want to move on or what?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought this is what I expected. I expected Inter to win, and they won handedly. Like it wasn't even.
Yeah,
close.
I was disappointed because, like you said, Dan, those saves Dominic, by Handanovic, it could have been a better game.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dominic, what do you say? Oh, Juve, Inter, Atalanta, Lazio, top 4.
That would be good. That would be good if it finished like that. There's a lot that has to happen for that to happen.
It's not changing like that. Tom, do we have any other games? Oh yeah, Atalanta Napoli. Which let's go to that one. 4-2 Atalanta. If you guys watch the first half sucked so bad in this game, and then the second half it was just a goals galore, like a totally different game. I can't even remember one shot on goal in the first half, and then I guess Gasperini even got thrown out in the first half. So maybe he gave him a crazy halftime speech, not like Pirlo in his games.
Well, he's not allowed to be in halftime if he gets thrown out.
I'm sure he had communicated with them somehow.
Gasperini throw out because the ref didn't give a penalty.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
like ours.
But
What about Osimhen going to the hospital after the game?
Yeah, that was crazy. But so he hit his
Osimhen.
head at the end of the game.
Ah,
He hit his head and like he
yeah,
lost
when
consciousness.
he come back, he didn't remember anything.
yeah, I mean, he had a
When
concussion, I'm sure.
They released him. He didn't remember anything.
That
So
was
he'll
scary,
probably
though.
be
It looked
out
like
for
no
Napoli
one-
for a while.
Yeah, they looked like no one wanted to play after that. They were all like, "What the hell's going on?" It was scary.
But
Yeah.
that's how he did that. At the end,
He hit his head on the ground.
when? At the end?
Yeah.
At the
Yeah, towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the actual game. What are your guys' thoughts on? I mean, I guess the second half more than the first half, because the first half was, like I said, atrocious.
I mean, it's more or less what we know. Like, Atalanta can beat you in so many ways. Like, Zapata played great in the second half. Muriel is one of my favorite players. He's fantastic. He scores at a rate that is just ridiculous.
It's crazy. Yeah. No, it is crazy between
La
Zapata and Mir.
Coppa Italia. What about the Coppa Italia? You think they're going to beat that?
We're not on there.
No. What do you mean? Atalanta.
It's hard to say right now.
We'll see what happens when we get there. When is that game?
When is that game?
At the end.
Yeah, it's in like May.
It's not any. It's not.
Yeah,
any
we got to
time
see.
soon.
Yeah. I think, look. Go ahead.
Farah. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, look, it's a good sign that Atalanta brute forced their way into 4 goals, right? They haven't been able to do that. Muriel and Zapata, they are nuts, right? Because even though they're not cheap forwards, for the cost they cost for what they provide is kind of crazy in terms of goals. Like,
so good.
it really is, especially for the minutes that Muriel plays. He doesn't even play, a lot of minutes, and he ends up scoring.
Yeah.
He's in form. He definitely took a nice goal. Romero scored again.
Shout out to Romero. I was completely wrong. Well, not wrong because he was terrible last year.
You guys made so much fun of me when I told you he was going to be good. Well, wait a minute. First I say it's horrible we sold him. You guys make fun of me, and now you want him to buy him back. You can't have it both ways,
dude. Just chases players down.
Possession. Napoli is more than 53.
That's your friends at ESPN said that, so that's what I wrote down.
I don't.
But look at the shots. Look at the shots on goal. 4.
Listen, that's the concerning part that I wanted to say. Napoli had one shot really because the other one was an own goal, and it goes in basically. Atalanta again with their shaky defense. Yes, it was a nice pass over the top to Zielinski. Fabian Ruiz is great at passing. He flopped it over the top, and it was a one-time shot.
That was a nice goal.
It was very hard to stop, but just lackadaisical, and they turned it off for a split second, and they always seem to let up goals when they had no reason to let up 2 goals that game. They dominated that game. There's no reason Napoli should have had 2 goals to finish that and look like, oh, look, we had a chance. No, you didn't. You had no chance in that game, and you scored 2 goals. So that's still concerning to me. Atalanta's defense is pretty bad.
I made a joke to Dan during the game. I said, Toloi just got his Italian citizenship, so look for him in the national team coming up.
Starting over Bonucci. Starting over Bonucci.
Oh, good. To play. He played the right.
I think Male played his best game so far.
He did play a decent game, yeah.
Going forward and crossing, I thought he played decent. He did
compared to that first game. That first game was horrible.
Yeah,
he played decent this game.
And I think Pessina has improved so much.
He's growing.
Pessina's growing a lot. I think he was a big reason why they said, "Hey, Gomez, you can go," because they see the potential in him.
Well, the difference is, right? The difference is last year they had 6 or 7 people grow. This year it's just been Romero and Pessina. That's it. But Malinovsky, Palisic last year, all those guys had great years, and they haven't done as much. That's really the difference.
Yeah, but Pasalic is hurt. He's been hurt all season. He's in and out, so I can't judge him.
But they do have to be careful because I'm pretty sure there is a clause in his contract where Milan can buy him back for $12 million or something. So I wouldn't get too comfortable there.
Oh, Milan?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't need him though.
I would.
Milan.
You wouldn't do that? Come on.
I would. I mean, with Çalhanoğlu with his contract expiring, I would say take a walk, Çalhanoğlu. I'm taking Pessina. That's what I
Oh,
would
you're
do.
talking about Pessina right now.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No.
Pessina won't play as much on Milan, I don't think. I think another year or two on
Plays for
Atalanta would probably be
Atalanta.
the best thing for him.
Danilo, it's more champion, more mature.
Yeah, he's also going to want a huge contract.
Milan 3 million they give.
He wants way more.
He wants a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, he's worth $5 million.
And now Juventus everybody make a 5.
Juventus everyone makes freaking
Juventus
10.
are morons. That's why. Anyway, it was a good performance by Atalanta. Keep winning, moving up in the table, which is good. Anything else to say on this, guys?
Are you agree whoever to buy Donnarumma?
I said Donnarumma when he was 18.
I think it's mandatory.
I don't think it's mandatory because they're going to want a lot of money for him.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, they're going to give him to you for free.
Raiola wants 10 million.
Listen, if
that's
Donnarumma's
for the player, what does Milan want? Milan's not going to sell him to Juventus. They're going to take a premium.
If Donnarumma is going to go to any Italian team, it's going to be Juventus. But I don't see him moving. I think it's just a ploy to get more money.
He's not going to go. Listen, they have money with the new ownership. And if they're going to sell him, they're going to take the most money they could get, which is going to either be England or they're going to charge. If it was Juventus, they would take 20% more than from another team. Why are you going to sell him to Juventus? So you could play him every year? They're not going to do that.
Yeah, I think that's a pipe dream from him. But could they use a better goalie? Sure.
They could have played Buffon.
Throw up the rest of the scores for the rest of the week. Hopefully, I got it correct this week because last week it didn't save. This game, the top game,
Fiorentina, surprising game.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Spezia coming off that win against Milan, and then they lay a goose egg. That was a pretty bad performance by them. Good win for Fiorentina.
Vlahovic is having quietly a very nice season.
Yeah, I mean for them, he's still nothing special to me.
Hey, did you see Benevento?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Torino big win against Cagliari. Bottom, it was 16 versus 17, right?
Yeah.
Torino.
They fired the coach,
and they fired their coach. Yeah, Cagliari. Yeah, Di Francesco got fired.
He's a nuts. I would have got rid of him.
Di Francesco, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Sassuolo coach.
Yeah, the Rome coach. He took them far in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They got a Semplice from the spot.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, it's not like Di Francesco's a bad coach.
Listen, his last few spots has been awful.
Yeah.
At all.
Lazio won 1-0 against Samp. Nothing really special.
Play good, though.
Yeah, they always do. That's why there's always these 1-2-1 results, 1-0 with them because they play well and they give teams a hard time. Luis Alberto scored a nice goal though. He's one of the best midfielders in the league. Him and Lucas Savage are a good combination.
He should not play well like last year. Last year I played better.
No, yeah, but I think Milan Savage is playing better this year than last year.
Well, if I have to take one from Lazio, Milan Savage, Luis Alberto, Luis Alberto.
Yeah, me too. I think Milan Savage is overrated.
Yeah.
You know who he is? He reminds me of Pogba. He was this guy with this huge size, with all this promise, and he never got any better. He's
Milenko Savage?
Yeah. It's like Pogba. He's like, instead of getting better, he started to think like, oh, I'm number 10. I'm $100 million, and you're not that great.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's for the evaluation which they give it to him. He ate too much.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Be more into game.
Yeah, I mean that was when the pay was ridiculous. A few seasons ago, $100 million, everybody was getting thrown around for $100 million. Now prices have gone down. So you see, if he ever gets sold, it'll probably be like 40 or 50 million.
40 million for Donnarumma.
Nah, another team.
40 million.
Another team will buy him for 60 or 70 million.
Yeah, and they'll give him to PSG for 40 million. Not give him to Juventus.
They're not going to give him to Juventus for 40.
Genoa, Hellas Verona, two teams that are Genoa is picking up points every week. It seems like a 2 draw. Chris, you had something to say about this.
You see what a coach is doing, Ballardini. Since Ballardini went there, Genoa picks
they pick up points every game. Yeah. But go ahead, Chris.
No, I mean, did anyone else see this? The end of the game, the 90, the corner kick, they scored 2-1. Nice shot. Verona was a second away from 3 points.
Yeah, and if you watch this game, Genoa used all their subs. Yeah. So they were playing a man down for like the last 15, 20 minutes because they had an injury. So playing 10 versus 11, score a goal in extra time to tie the time. It's a good sign. It really is.
Hey, who's the line, Alexa, too?
Yeah, it was Pellegrini who got hurt, right?
Alexa.
Yeah, I think so. So 2-2, that was a good result for Genoa. Sassuolo Bologna. I thought Sassuolo was terrible. I did not think they played well at all. 1-1, and Bologna got a red card in the 30th minute, and Sassuolo
10 people.
Yes, for 60 minutes they had a game.
Yeah, Bologna's not that bad.
They're not, but I mean, Sassuolo, you're up a man for 60 minutes. You can't.
Yeah.
They're down at 1-0. Yes, you need to score 2, but come on, like it was a bad performance for having an extra player on the field.
Thank God they got Caputo. He put one in.
He did. He did score. Caputo's corner is alive.
Caputo's corner.
So yeah, but I don't think that's a good result for Sassuolo considering they're up 1-1. One man.
Sassuolo went down.
Yeah,
it isn't they played like before.
They played like a third of the season really well, or 20% maybe 25%.
Parm Udinese 2-2. Udinese was up. Parm was up 2-0, and then Udinese came back.
One at this time. 3 penalties they didn't call it.
Yeah, it was some questionable officiating, but I think DePaul had 2 assists for them, and they tied it up in the second half.
Time out 1 second too. This is what I wanted to say about the Verona game. Just hit me. How bad is lasagna? Jesus Christ!
He's never been.
Listen, we said that his finishing isn't good, but he would have the opportunity in Verona.
Yeah, on that
should have won 6-2. It was terrible. He's
bad. And that's why Udinese gave up on him, because he can't finish. If he could finish, that guy would have 25 goals a season with the amount of chances he gets.
It just clicked with me because I realized we passed the game. I want to throw that out there.
The other 2 games we talked about, Benevento Roma was another one, disappointing game from Roma. Benevento had a red card, 2 yellows from Glick, and Roma had a man up, and they couldn't score a goal. There was at the end of the game where they had thought they got a penalty shot, Rome, because a player got taken out, but then they VAR reviewed it and there was offsides on the play, so they took that out, and there was no penalty shot. So a bad performance. I mean, Benevento, a team who can't stop anyone, lets in 5 goals a game, a man down, and you can't score a goal. That's pretty bad.
Versus a team that scores at will almost.
Yeah. Do you guys see? Do you guys see why I'm not? I went 2 weeks ago. I was saying I don't believe in Rome, and you guys were like, "What are you talking about? They play so nice."
No, Roma's good team.
But they're never gonna do anything because this is what they do.
No, but they play. You see, Roma play with Benevento. Like we play against Napoli.
Every other team.
Or Porto. It's the same.
It was bad.
They didn't put a Cazzima. They don't put a will to live.
Yeah, but we have 9 championships. They have nothing.
I don't think. What do you mean, will? Like, as soon as Benevento got the red card, they put Dzeko to play up top with Mayoral. Like, they played 2 forwards at once. Like, they had their lineup in. Other than Karsdorp, who didn't start, they had Bruno Perez. Like, everybody else was in the lineup, and they could have won. I don't know. It's just
their D is shot right now too. They have a lot of injuries. Just to give you a heads up.
Yeah,
Putin is saying I'm dropping hard facts. I'm not sure what I dropped, but I'll take it.
Dom, do you want to go to Player of the Week, or go to Player of the Week and then we'll do the table?
Putin is GOAT, man. #1 fan.
She is GOAT.
You guys are gonna make fun of me for mine because apparently I'm an Inter fan. I put Lukaku. I put one Inter player always as my player.
From Inter, I had Lukaku. I put Lautaro.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he played a good game. Lautaro played a good game.
Yeah, but I don't think Lautaro's the player he is unless he has Lukaku.
Lautaro played better than Lukaku.
But Lukaku makes Lautaro have so much space too, because he takes 2 defenders that.
I would have put Handanovic over Lautaro. That's how crucial I think Handanovic was with those 3 saves in the beginning of the second half. Lukaku he's a beast. He's a monster. He can't be stopped. So unless Chiellini's guarding him, I guess.
Unless Chiellini's marking him.
I said it because I knew you would say it. But
that's right.
He's my player of the week.
My mission, my job here is done.
I didn't know Obama plays soccer.
Yeah, man. Rock, did you watch? He had an awesome game. Attacking, nice assist.
But
I love the way he played the other day. So I put him up there as my player of the week.
That's 2 weeks in a row. Chris picked Hellas Verona. He picked DeMarco last week, and Parola flipped out on him. This week he picked Barak.
Yep.
Frank, who'd you pick?
I picked Muriel just because I couldn't pick anyone from the Juventus game.
Just because his goal celebrations are always the best with his dances.
Between him and listen, he's even back when he was on Udinese, like he scores more than his fair share of goals consistently for the time that he plays.
Barak with his nest did do nothing.
What is it?
Barak when he was with Udinese.
No, I'm talking about Muriel.
Barak, I like Barak on Udinese.
Muriel is the best he's doing.
Yeah, he's putting up consistent goals. He's going to beat. Because what was his most goals he's ever had before that? 12 or 14? Muriel?
He's got 14 now, I think.
I don't remember, but the impressive thing about this now is because half of it is coming on as a sub and barely playing minutes. You know, that's the impressive part. If he played minutes like Ronaldo played, how many goals would this guy have? You know,
it's hard to say because I mean he's definitely got that super sub thing.
Ronaldo
Maybe 90 minutes.
Lukaku 17. But Lukaku and Lautaro have 30 goals together.
Yeah, they're the best duo. They're the best combination up top. But I give credit to Lukaku more than
he's missing the ball.
Okay.
Well, you can't count people who aren't on the field. That's part of being a player. If you can't stay on the field,
that's why we suck.
Okay, well, get on the field. Get on the field.
Yeah,
I don't know.
a great player, and I don't know why he's talking about Juventus again, but he was playing terrible when he was on the field.
Do you think Pirlo sees it the same way?
He was a better player than Kulavescu. Even where he was doing.
I don't think so.
I think they're different types of players, but he couldn't hurt at this point, you know, because they're not exactly flowing up top.
Well, we gotta hope Morata goes back in form, you know.
That's more concerning to me than
because Morata, at the beginning of the year, anytime he the ball, he put it in the net, and that's what we need.
Yep. Now he just goes off sides 5 times a game. Dom, go to the standings.
You know what I would try with Juventus?
Bonucci at center forward.
Left back.
What?
So with Parma used to play
at left back.
From behind.
So you want to do with what I said they were going to do with Chiesa at the beginning of the season, put him at fullback. You want to put Kulusevski at fullback.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the left.
Well, it just shows you that how bad Sandro is, right? That just reiterates that, like, we have a guy who was like supposedly 40 million or 50, and he sucks because we're like, can we put anyone else there?
Yeah. If you look at the standings, we did have some movement. All right. I don't know why I put Inter down, and Milan down. Those two should be staying the same. They were in top 2 last week like that. But Inter stayed there. Juventus moved up because Rome got the tie against Benevento. Atalanta, Lazio move up because Napoli is garbage. Then the rest of the side stays the same. And there really wasn't that much movement, honestly. It was just those
that Milan Inter game. That Milan Inter game really may have screwed up the championship because, you know, in a true where there's a tough battle, like they tie a game like that or something, but to let them straight up win.
That would be 50.
What?
50, right?
Yeah, that would have helped.
They would have been 50 and 51.
50, 48, 49.
If they tied?
No, it would have been 50.
51, 50.
51 and 50.
51-50.
Inter, 51-50.
Yeah.
So we're going to be 48.
Yeah. That was, you know, with the head-to-head. But that game, see, that's going to give Inter a lot of comfort, right? Because like they have the one game a week. Really, it's tough to catch Inter now because they're gonna have to start
They
dropping
have
points.
time to relax, to massage.
Yeah, but the difference is their coach won't let them relax. Pirlo would let Juventus relax if they were on top. Conte's not going to let them relax. So
they give it 2 days off.
yeah, he say, "Go Ronaldo, go to Portugal, do whatever the hell you want." Conte's not going to do that. So
well, let's see. Listen, if you never know, the way this gets tighter is if everyone expects them to have to lose games with the big teams, but if Inter messes up versus a small team, let's say they play a Fiorentina or a Hells Verona, right, and drop some points, tie or something. That's how the other teams are going to have to get back into it.
That's what you have to hope for.
Pretty soon you're going to be Atalanta Inter, no?
I don't know the fixtures. I don't know the schedule. But I think you're right, Frank. Like I think if you're a fan of any other team, you got to hope Inter slips up against Parma or like Benevento, a crappy team, and lose some points because the head-to-head alone, I don't think is going to get it for you.
Just for me, it's just to make the head-to-head more interesting. Like let them play the head-to-head. If they win it, whatever, win it on the field. But how many? They already played Milan. That's done, right? So they have Juventus. They have Rome. What, Atalanta? Did they play Lazio already?
Second time? No. But the hope is that Inter Juventus round 37, the game means something.
Hey.
Will it? I don't think so.
You know what? People, they want to make a more playable the championship. They were talking about the playoff. Interist and Milanist. Now they don't go to talk playoff.
No, now they don't want playoffs.
They don't like it.
I think what they should do is do playoffs at the bottom of it. Like I think at the bottom you should get like the bottom 2 go through, and then like the last 4 teams play it out for the playoffs to get the last slot out.
Daniel, and the Serie A, they have a playoff.
Yeah, I think that I like that. Not for the top, for the bottom. I want to see it.
No. They play playoff for the top and play out for the bottom.
Yeah. All right. The other thing we need to talk about is the other Champions League games this week. Atalanta plays, Lazio plays. Tough game.
Italian teams. Let's hope Italian teams win.
Lazio, Bayern. Right?
Yeah.
Atalanta with
Real Madrid. Real Madrid, by the way, has like seven players out.
Atalanta and Lazio Bayern tie.
Yeah. Real Madrid has like 8 players out. They're hurting real bad, so they're ripe for the picking for Atalanta.
They're going to learn. They're going to learn. Real Madrid. They're going to learn a lesson from the Italians.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Dom, go to the schedule for next week for round 24. Where'd you go? We got another Friday game. I hate the Friday games.
Hey, we have Verona next week, huh?
So that's not easy.
That's not easy.
Yep.
No.
If you've watched any game that Verona plays against a good team, they play hard, and they're always up for those games. So let's pick that one first. What do you guys say?
2-2 tie.
Oh,
Verona. Juventus, he's saying tied
2-0 for Juventus.
I don't know. I mean, I think Verona plays hard too. I'm gonna say Juventus wins 2-1, but I would not be shocked if Verona steals points and effectively ends Juventus' season the way we're playing.
I'm gonna say
I'll say 2-1 Juve.
Yeah, Putin says 2-1 Juve. I say 1-0 Juve. So that was my pick. You guys pick games now.
Rome Milan 3-1 Rome.
Oof.
Really?
2-2.
I'm gonna say
2-2.
that's a tough one.
I'm gonna say 2-2 also. I'm gonna say draw. Dom, do we have the standings by the way?
I'm gonna say 2-1 Rome.
Yo.
2-1 Rome.
Genoa is a surprise.
Yeah, that's the game I was gonna pick. I'm gonna say 1-1 Inter Genoa.
You guys always. So we just got through saying it has a week to prepare. They're the top team. They're flying, and you guys are picking. He's picking
because
Genoa.
Okay, so here's my take.
Genoa is
Here's my
too
take on
good.
it. Here's my take on it. Genoa's playing better, and Inter just played Milan. Potential letdown game, potentially 1-1. I'm going to say maybe they slip up here.
Okay, I say 4-1 Inter.
No, you think?
Yep.
Well, that's not.
I'm going to say
that's not a shock.
What'd you say, Chris?
1-1 tie.
No, so I'm the only person picking Inter.
Yeah,
Looks like.
You guys are ridiculous.
I think Genoa 1-0.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Genoa to win.
I love it.
I want Genoa to win too, but I'm not saying I'm being
I'm
realistic.
picking Genoa 1-0.
I'm picking 1-1 tie.
When you put a result, you put everything. You put, for example, Inter now might start to think they're big. Lucas, they're big. Genoa can keep them playing good and get points. So I might score a goal, and then it's difficult to score at the end. Hey, you never know.
Let's do one more. Let's do the Samp Atalanta game. So you have to remember, let's lay this out. Atalanta is playing Real Madrid midweek, right? So just throw that in there too. I think this could be like a trap game for them. That's why I wanted to pick this one.
I agree. Sampadoria and Bernetti, they could
I think
pull something.
I think
What-
it's better when you have Muriel. So I'm going to say 3-2
I'm going to say
Atalanta.
3-2 Atalanta. I'm going to say though.
What do you got? What are you saying?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's a tie. Sampadoria Atalanta is going to be tie.
I agree. I think that's tie. I'm going 2-2 tie.
Tie. 1-1, 2-2, something like that.
All right. Anything else you guys want to say? Any other thoughts?
Napoli, Benevento, Napoli. Big.
Benevento 2-1. Benevento 2-1.
Yeah.
Benevento 2-1.
Listen, Napoli loses this game because they lost their Europa League game too. We didn't even mention that, right? That if they lose this game against Benevento, I think he's definitely gone after that. So I'm going to say Napoli's going to win that game. But look at our picks. I still can't catch up to Frank. I'm down by 1 point. Look at this high quality graphic right here. Here's an Excel soccer prediction sheet. Chris sucks and knows nothing about the sport, obviously.
Pretty much.
All right. Like, favorite, subscribe, follow on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, right? All that stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. If you're still listening, Putna.
What else? Any other things we're on? Twitter, Grinder. What else are we on?
No, we're definitely not on that. Anyway, have a good night.
See you next week.
Adios.
Be good.